Ahsoka is a character that was introduced in Clone Wars, and when she was introduced, everyone flipping hated her. No,
Really?
they
I think people
absolutely
hated it.
despised her.
Okay.
She grew through 8 seasons of Clone Wars, and ended up becoming a fan favorite.
Yeah.
In those 8 seasons, she was a youth, she was a child, she was a Padawan. Fast forward a few years, and we see her in Mandalorian, season 2, and then we see her in Book of Boba Fett, or Book of Cameos.
I heard there was another one called Star Wars Rebels.
Yes, I guess that. So it was those, and then Rebels. She obviously, so in those 3 she was old. She was she was an adult.
Yeah.
She left. Essentially, I'll give you like a little backstory. So she was Anakin's Padawan.
Yeah,
right?
I know that.
And she was framed for an assault or a murder, sorry. And the Jedi Council kind of didn't believe her, and they were kind of they weren't framing her, but they weren't believing her. So they're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So you're proven, you're guilty till proven innocent.
Yeah.
And when she was proven innocent, she ended up leaving the Jedi Order. So I said, you lot pagans, so I'm out.
Yeah.
And she busts out. She walked away from Anakin, which is very convenient because she wasn't in the prequels or the.
Yeah.
She was
fit into the story.
it works really well, doesn't it? So she walked away from the Jedi Council, and she just lived her life outside of it. She kept her lightsabers. She kept up with her training. So this story leads off of her parents in Mandalorian season 2, where she's fighting a that's Harry Potter. A witch.
You're talking about the show, yeah. If you
so
find a
the
witch and 2 Jedis.
Huh?
2 Jedis.
No. So there's Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah. So his planet. I forgot his planet. Shit, I should know his stuff. Essentially, there are if you play like Jedi Fallen Order, you go to that planet. Daphne is the planet, and there's like witches and wizards and magic and stuff. And she was fighting one of those witches in Mandalorian season 2. And essentially, she's looking for Grand Admiral Tarkin, who is a master strategist. Like we're talking big brain boy. Like,
Yeah.
he's a proper smart brother. Like he'll analyze enemies to the point where he looks at what kind of art they like, just so he can defeat them. He's one of those guys, proper strategist. And he died in Rebels, but he survived.
Yeah.
Never dies. And essentially, the show is kind of her trying to find him.
Yeah.
In the first episode, there's a lot of exposition, a lot of explanation.
Yeah.
We get to see the live action version of the Rebel crew, so Ezra, who also died, so we could see a hologram. We got to see green tentacles, Asian purple hair girl, and
I love these names.
and a robot that actually speaks English. There's a robot that.
That's David Tennant, isn't it?
Yeah, that's David Tennant, and there's another robot, Chopper, who makes the noises, but you can kind of figure out what he's saying in those noises. It's really fascinating. Like when he makes his noises, like you can actually hear the words he's saying, but he's just making robot noises, which is really, really interesting. I really liked it. But he's like a really cool character. Chopper, everyone loves Chopper. So the first episode is exposition, is bringing us up with a story, kind of explaining where everyone is at, why they were separated, why the crew went apart. I didn't watch Rebels because it was too kiddie and I hated it. And I actually avoided it. But there are some great storylines. So Rebels is like we was talking about last week. We was talking about the dark world, For the Dark World, or whatnot. Like these movies and as Spider-Man, they have great scenes and they can have great moments, but as a whole thing is mid.
Yeah.
So we get to see the last fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul in Rebels. Powerful scene, so powerful scene. We got to see the scene where Ahsoka finally realizes that Darth Vader is actually Anakin. That one hits you right there.
Yeah.
And she finally realizes it was him. So the show has great moments, but as a whole, it's just a kiddie show. In terms of this show, Ahsoka, after the first 2 episodes, I wasn't really into it too much. I was like, okay. There are some moments that are kind of like, oh, that's cool. There was a moment where she's like looking at a spaceship flying away, and the guy tries to force his.
Spoilers, by the way.
Well, this is one scene, but he does this to get his lightsaber, and the saber flies from behind. She does this, and he goes right past her. She's like, whatever, man. Really, really cool. So there are moments that are really cool. How would I watch it? I mean, I haven't seen the first episode. It came out like 4 days ago, so really don't care enough about it. I would.
What are you rating?
iPad, phone, or big TV?
When I arrive from work, and I'm gonna need to edit some stuff, but there's a moment before I edit where I eat food, I watch it then.
So you're eating the food in front of the big TV?
No, in front of the iPad.
Oh.
Because I'm at a table.
Okay.
My TV table situation is not like the table on TV.
No, I mean, if you had the choice between the two, are you watching it on the...
I watch it on TV. I watch it on TV. But I would also, but why I say that iPad is
it's just for the background.
I want to convenience. No. When I eat food, I concentrate when I'm watching. I'm saying, but like I would watch it with convenience. I'm saying it's.
You're not going out of your way to watch it. You're making it easily accessible.
Because I haven't seen the thing.
Okay.
Like the way I was eating food and I was watching something, I always have something watching whilst I'm eating. If I haven't seen Ahsoka, then it comes on. But I would watch it on the big screen because the CGI is great. I'm a big fan of Ahsoka's fighting style. Her fighting styles.
The fighting scene's been good.
Her fighting style is so far. But yeah, man, that's the show. Would I recommend people watching it? Yeah. If you like Star Wars, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, man, I gave this show a watch. I didn't know all the backstory. I knew about her as a character. I knew that Anakin. She was on Anakin at some point.
Rosie O'Dawson. She plays the night nurse from Daredevil.
Okay, she's in a lot of stuff, bro.
She's hard.
She's hard. She plays. It was good. I watched it just for the sake of the show. To be honest, I wasn't really interested in watching the show. First watched the first 2 episodes and I watched the third one as well.
Which third one?
Yeah, and it was cool. But to be honest with you, like, I'm kind of tired of Star Wars, man.
I've been tired of Star Wars.
Like the whole concept of Star Wars, I feel like I know all the rules now. I know the Star Wars, I know the lightsabers, I know the Jedi, I know, okay, we're now following this story now where it's like, it's the new Empire now that's going through.
The First Order. So that's what they're doing. Like what they've done is they've done what Joe Drooks did, where they tell this story, and they tell this story, and that story.
So confusing.
Gaps,
so confusing.
and we're just filling in the gaps here.
Yeah, it's lazy. I feel like if I was ever to really jump into Star Wars again, I need them to just focus on whole new characters, whole new concepts for me to jump in. And to be fair, I'm seeing that. I'm leaning towards. I'm very interested to see Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, which is people are saying to be the dark Star Wars because he was meant to do Star Wars, but that never happened. So he ended up making Rebel Moon. That's coming out on Netflix later this year. So I'm more forward looking to that.
One thing that I have been seeing, just aside from that, is that the costume designs have been like A1 for that.
Yeah.
I've seen
and I like his style of action, like those slow motion scenes. He makes everything look like more than what it is. Like,
it was fascinating. I have never disliked a Zack Snyder DC movie. I enjoy the freedom, no matter how long they were.
They've always been debatable, but
I enjoyed Man of Steel.
Same.
I enjoyed Batman vs Superman is one of my favorite superhero movies.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that movie. The extended.
I didn't like it the first time, but I enjoyed it after a few watches.
I didn't watch the original. I watched the extended cut.
Yeah.
That was my early experience. And his cut of the Justice League was one of the greatest super movies of the year.
Bro, every time I see that, I feel like we've missed out on a really great superhero series.
So my thing's always been, this is if the MCU feels dark.
Yeah.
They turned that exposure.
Yeah.
And it was crazy blood. And I liked it. It was a nice shift in genre, in tone, sorry. So Rebel Moon, the music slaps.
Looks hard.
The music slaps with the screaming and shit.
And there's 2 parts as well.
Okay.
Yeah, one part drops.
We just talk about this 2-part stuff, man. There's bare 2 parts.
Streaming, innit?
There's 2-part stuff.
Why don't you just come, but not end your subscription? Keep your subscription down for the next time.
Oh, it's Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah, Netflix.
Part 1 is coming out this year, part 2 next year.
Next year, April.
But I think it's also just following that kind of narrative that we're seeing across our films, even. Like, look at Dune.
Yeah.
We're getting parts rather than whole things, and even then, the parts are like 3 hours long.
Yeah, because they want you to lock in for the next one. I think the parts help lock you into the next one.
And it's interesting because, like, with platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels, everyone's attention span's quite short.
Yeah.
It's actually psychologically proven now. Like, a lot of scientists are saying that the attention span is like slowing down. So I think this way is trying to regain people's attention again.
Yeah.
When does Rebel Moon come out?
I think it's November.
That one I'm excited for. I think Zack Snyder's never really made a bad movie.
Same. I think he's got a good roster of films. So it's December.
No, he's bad at talking.
December 22nd.
Yeah, December.
Yeah, December 22nd. 22nd.
That's why he's terrible at that justification and like he's one of those directors that like when we say he made a bad thing, he's like he's not panicking and saying some dumb shit just to kind of justify it. But his stuff is good and take out this inability to take critique and you've now become one of the greatest directors of all time. So I'm excited for Robin Moon. But going back to Ahsoka. We're not talking about since we shifted, but yeah, that one I want to say I don't know because we've only seen 2 episodes. Or I've only seen 2 episodes, but I said the same thing for all the Marvel shows and you know how that ended.
So in the next episode we'll get a full review maybe.
For Ahsoka, is weekly. Weekly.
Yeah, but. In the next episode, you would have had a bit more time to be like, okay.
One thing that does scare me and that really bothers me is that each episode has a short runtime.
Yeah, it's weird.
Marvel. And,
you know bro, I'm done. You know, I don't care about Star Wars, bro. I'm not. I just watch it. I just watch it for the sake of this, but I'm actually not gonna watch this again. I'm not gonna carry on watching it.
Oh, probably not. Yeah.
Someone has to gas me.
There was a good enough gap. I think the last Star Wars thing that came out was Mandalorian.
Yeah. I'm just tired of this. I'm tired of the rules. I've seen so many lightsabers, seen so much Jedi. Like, it's been a couple of decades of this, bro. Give me something new.
You never had lightsaber.
No, but no matter how much of a lightsaber,
it's cool, but it's like how much time I want to see a lightsaber go zoom zoom.
I think it gets still. You know how you got.
Give me a new weapon.
Marvel, yeah. That's how he feels.
I feel the same. After Mandalorian, I felt fatigue of Star Wars as well.
Mandalorian had so much potential, but they ran that dry as well. Yeah. Season 3 is very questionable. Even season 2. Actually, all the seasons are questionable towards the end.
Bare cameos, bro. the thing is, the only thing I can save, the only saving grace for Star Wars is the James Mangold trilogy, where it takes place 50,000.
I'm gonna skip everything and just wait for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched Andor because I like Andor. It was very like ground level stuff, so I enjoyed that. And I actually enjoyed the story and the characters. The acting was freaking amazing. So that's the only reason I'll go into that. But other than that, no. Delete that shit, man.
I mean, what else is coming out for Star Wars?
I don't give a fuck.